have not been on in a few weeks to do a Facebook Live and check in with everybody and see how you're doing. I know last month we talked about alkaline foods and how that can be really helpful for you, for your body. And then this month we're focusing on movement and exercises. And I called it fat burning exercises. But I wanted to be really clear. Um, well, there's nothing wrong with doing movement and exercises because you want to look a little trimmer and feel good in your clothes and in your body. There's actually some really important health um, benefits for doing this. And yes, burning fat is one of them because fat fat has a place on our body, but um, looking and in Chinese medicine they talk about the excess or the deficiency. So looking at your body to see if your fat and the different types of fat are in balance, and that's what I really focused on in the fat burning workouts report that I put together for you, the different types of fats we have and the role that they play in our body, and the different types of exercises, workouts, movements we can do that will help our body be in balance with this component of our body composition. So it's not always just about the food that the fat that you ingest. It's what do you do with this fat when you have it on your body. And I also just wrote a blog post on my Feeding Your Health site about athletic training and the role that also plays in choosing what you do. And so I hope you get a chance to go there and check it out and um, see how you're doing there with your movement. And the other thing I wanted to talk about now is something you can do whether you're at your desk. You don't have to go to the gym to burn fat. You actually don't have to do anything but be at your desk. You can be standing if you'd like to. But I'm talking about breathing. And we don't always consider breathing to be something where we will be burning fat. But I wanted to give you hope that there is something as simple that you can do as breathing to and focusing your breathing to help you burn fat. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that here. Um, there are several studies that have found that practicing breathing exercises can really promote weight loss, as in the excess fat, and decreasing that body fat. There was one study in 40 women that noticed that practicing this type of breathing called Senobi, Senobi, Senobi breathing, was helpful. This is a Japanese style of deep breathing that involves leaning back and you're stretching your arms overhead and you're inhaling and exhaling slowly several times. And so in this study, these 40 women practiced this Senobi breathing, and it increased both the excretion of their hormones through their urine and their sympathetic nerve activity, which is responsible for your body's fight or flight response. And if you think about it, that fight or flight response is actually what puts the fat on in the first place, because it's generating that cortisol, which then takes and creates more fat, especially belly fat, which is that I was going to say varicose fat. Now it's a V fat. I can't remember. Anyway, it increases this fat which wraps around your organs, and that's probably the worst kind of fat, and that's the kind of fat that you want to decrease. And then what's more with these participants who had obesity, who repeated this Sanofi breathing exercise regularly for a month, they experienced a significant reduction in body fat. There was another small study, and this one was in 38 people, and they participated in a diaphragmatic breathing exercise. They also experienced a higher resting metabolic rate, and that can lead to increased weight loss. There was also an 8-week study that showed that practicing breathing exercises for 45 minutes daily, 3 times a week, they significantly reduced body weight and body mass index. You'll hear people talk about a BMI compared with the control group. So I wanted to share that information with you, as well as talk a little bit more about breathing. Breathing is our most immediate way to access chi, with that vital life force. So with every breath, we're able to take in life-giving energy that our body needs to function. Throughout the day, most of our breaths occur involuntarily. In other words, we don't usually think about our breath. It's something that just happens all on its own, whether we're running or eating or sleeping. So although breathing happens naturally, that doesn't mean we always breathe in the way that is best for us. So luckily, we can control our breathing if we put our attention there. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about the relationship between breathing and stress here, because that again can really help with the fat we have in our body, and how to prevent more fat from coming on that we don't need, and burn the fat off that we also don't need. And then I'm going to tell you about 2 simple but really powerful breathing exercises to just quickly let go of stress and then replace it with peace and tranquility. As you probably know, breath and stress are closely connected. When you're stressed out, your breath comes quick and shallow. If you've ever paid attention to your breath when you're feeling anxious or stressed, there's a good chance you noticed that you were breathing rapidly and not taking full deep breaths. That quick, shallow breathing, that's usually a reflection of your sympathetic nervous system being activated. This is the fight or flight response that might have helped your ancestors fend off tigers that threaten their family. It might have been the response during a war that kept them safe, that got them out of there. So in this modern life we have here, the sympathetic nervous system can still be useful. However, most of the time it's overactive and doesn't actually help you. So more often, it just makes you stressed out and prevents you from staying focused and at peace. So just as stress can affect your breathing, the relationship can work in the opposite direction as well. Breath is that bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind, as well as between the conscious mind and your autonomic nervous system. So in other words, if you work with your mind in a conscious way, you can positively affect parts of yourself that you may otherwise not be able to control. So by bringing your attention to your breath and working with it in an intentional way, you can quickly influence your thoughts, your emotions, and even your relationship to physiological stress. This makes breathing a powerful tool for peace and wellness. Most breathing practices seek to calm the body and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which allows you to feel calm, relaxed, and at ease. It also allows healing to take place within your body, as well as your digestion. In fact, one of the big reasons why stress can have such negative effects is because it prevents the body from being in a parasympathetic state that is conducive to rest, digestion, and recovery. So, without being able to let down your guard and relax, it's impossible for the body to perform many of its necessary functions for health and vitality. So, when you're able to slow your breathing and take deep inhales and exhales, your body naturally shifts into a parasympathetic state. Deep breathing also allows you to take in an abundance of chi and circulate it throughout your entire being. So, not only does this process feel good, but it also provides you with more energy, right? And that energy is what again helps burn the fat that you don't need. So even though stress can sometimes feel like energy, it isn't sustainable. True energy is based on having a reservoir of chi that is calm, focused, and full of authentic vitality. So I'm going to give you 2 simple breathing practices that you can use to quickly let go of stress, gain more energy, and burn some fat that you don't need. And these 2 practices are pretty similar to one another, and they have the same effect. Both of them focus the mind and eliminate stress. Before trying these practices, just you can do it if you're familiar with it. You can do it along with me, but listen all the way through for both of them. Because they're quite simple, it shouldn't be difficult to basically memorize the instructions. And you can try both of these in order to see which one you like the best. And feel free to make any variations to these exercises based on what feels right to you. So the first one is called square breathing. I should go make sure there's nobody got any questions or anything. Nope. So the first one is called square breathing. So you want to sit, or you can stand in a comfortable position. You want to make sure that your abdomen has room to expand and contract. If you're sitting, be sure that you're in a chair with your back straight and your feet planted on the floor. Allow your hands to just rest comfortably on your thighs. If you're standing, try to position your legs about shoulder width apart and stand upright. Notice your posture. You can either have your hands just resting on either side, or you can place one hand in your belly and the other over your heart. So once you've chosen your position and you feel comfortable, it's time to start the breathing exercise. So to begin, just take a slow, deep inhale as you count to 4. Of course, this means you'll need to time your breath. So it actually takes about 5 seconds to reach your full inhale. And then you're going to hold your breath at the top of your inhale for a count of 4. And then release your breath slowly while you count to 4. At the bottom of your exhale, hold your breath out for 4 seconds. So let's repeat this process. Inhale for 4 to 5 seconds. Okay, so I inhaled for 4 seconds. At the top of the inhale, I held my breath for 4 seconds. And then I released my breath slowly for another 4 seconds. And then at the bottom of my exhale, I held my breath out for 4 seconds. And again, this exercise is called box breathing because the inhale, the exhale, and the breath holds are all 4 seconds, making it a square or a box. As you do this exercise, try to focus your mind on counting as you do each breath. This creates a blend of a physical and a mental exercise. The physical exercise of slow, deep breathing helps to calm the nervous system. It brings your attention to counting, helps to quiet the mind. So you can continue doing this exercise for as long as you like. if you have a lot of time, spend several minutes with this practice. If you're limited on time, even just 3 to 5 minutes of box breathing can have a significant impact on your level of stress and well-being. So that was box breathing or square breathing. And the next one has a geometry to it. It's rectangular breathing. And rectangular breathing is very similar to this box or square breathing, except with slightly different time intervals. And you may even be guessing about it because, a box is 4. And with a rectangle, you got 2 long sides and 2 short sides. So just like box breathing, you start by sitting or standing in a comfortable position that allows your back to be straight and your feet to rest solidly on the ground. In box breathing, all of the inhales, exhales, and breath holds are 4 seconds. In rectangular breathing, each inhale and exhale is 5 seconds, and each breath hold is 2 seconds. So again, it's very similar to the guided box breathing practice. Once you're in position, start to inhale slowly as you count to 5. At the top of your inhale, hold your breath and count to 2. Then release your breath slowly as you count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the bottom of your exhale, hold your breath as you count to 2. 1, 2. And you repeat the process, inhaling for 5, holding for 2, exhaling for 5, holding for 2. So inhale. So just like box breathing, again, you can vary the duration of your practice based on your schedule and your needs. And, there's lots of ways you can do Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, where they use breathing exercises to release stress and kind of cultivate that vitality. Because breath affects your health, vitality, and how you feel each and every day. In fact, breathing may be one of the most important elements for health and well-being. Harnessing the power of the breath enables you to quickly let go of stress, re-energize the body, release stagnant energy, and take in all of the abundance that life has to offer. So I hope you get a chance to try these breathing exercises, knowing that along with all these wonderful benefits, you're also burning some fat. And, that's what a wonderful, healthy thing you can do for yourself. So I'm going to just, again, go double check, make sure I don't see any questions. All right. Well, if you do have any questions as you watch this again, let me know, or any comments, what you do. And I look forward to the conversation. All righty. Bye.